custom and they peeled the top of the door down. Big city van life sucks. If you don't know who I am, my name's Richard and I'm living inside this VW Crafter van that I've converted into a camper van. We're currently around a big city, Milton Keynes. It's amazing where we go and what we do for work. There are some things that I expected, some things that I didn't, some things that blew my mind, and some things that are just near. Everything's just massively corporate. Like, take for instance, I ran out of water the other day, or very nearly ran out of water. So what I normally do is go to like a petrol station or something. They've got the car wash. I'll go inside and say, can I just use your outside tap and fill up my water in my camper van? I'll give you some money for it. And they're like, yeah, no problem. And then you go to pay them and they're like, no, it's okay, don't worry. Here, 50 quid. 50 quid, you could do it. No, don't be silly. I ended up getting that little 5 litre bottle of water, filling it up, and then filling it up into this and using the nozzle to pour into my water cap. 5 litre water container with a 70 litre water tank. Yeah, that took a while. I'm not gonna lie though, I did kind of get a kick that I'd sort of put one over the man. I went into work and I was just filling up that jug of water, pouring it straight in. Park ups are a problem if you're not used to this sort of area. Like, you might get the odd 1 or 2 spots that are pretty decent, but they all do come with some sacrifices. I mean, look, you can just about see the van right by the lake. This is probably the best spot I've found so far. There's some artwork if you like that stuff. Cows, cool little river. But there's still an inherent problem for me with big city van life, and especially this spot. This spot is the best spot that I've got so far. And can you hear that? The road noise? You can't escape it. Day and night, everywhere, no matter where you go, there's that constant road noise. Just listen. Don't get me wrong though, everyone's version of the perfect setting, the perfect scenery is totally different. Some people might like this sort of stuff. Me personally, I'm a mountain goat. I love nothing more than being out in the middle of absolutely nowhere, silent at night, the stars shining. I haven't seen a single star since I've been here, and I've been here 2 weeks. I tell you what, this does frustrate me about this place though. Boat out in the lake just there. I'd love nothing more than to get on my paddleboard, but they just say no. There's 4 water sports centres around this area. Every single one of them has said no, you can't come on. You've either got to be a member and pay £1,000 a year, or you can only come at weekends between 10 and 11 o'clock so that you can get on the lake. All the other times dedicated to kids and events and stuff. Now there are plenty of other parking spots. You can park on industrial estates or lay-bys or something along those lines. They're not for me. I've parked in them a few times, a few nights, and I've been woken up at night by people just randomly walking dead close to your van, or making loads of noise, or lorries going past, all that sort of stuff. More famous artwork for you. I must admit, I do love wildlife. It's one of the things that I love the most, and there's plenty of it around here, absolutely loads. Even the nightly army of rats that I see around there. Big city rats are nothing to be messed with. Then again, neither is the wildlife here. It's all tame. You can literally walk up to a goose and stroke it. It's not really wildlife, is it? This is something I found weird, Danny. They say the climate's not different. Baby animals. Baby season should have ended a month ago. And something that shouldn't be starting for the next 2 months, conkers. Yeah, and we're back. Boof. Have you subscribed to my useless videos yet? If you're new around here, let me quickly show you around. King size bed at the back. We've got a seat there and a seat there, currently occupied by my work uniform. They turn into a single bed. General little cupboards down there. Got this whole unit down here. So under there we've got air fryer, coffee machine, toaster, some extra bedding, loads of more junk. Under there we've got the power station just there. Toilet hidden all the way down there. We've got the overhead storage, food, utensils, clothes. And down here we've got a fridge, another cupboard, and a cool little deer. Big sink, but I need to do the washing up. And that is my home. King size bed was definitely the best thing I put in here. Now, security was my biggest concern before coming to the big city van life scene. That was confirmed on my second night down here when I was on an industrial estate parked up, and there was a work van just up the road that got broken into. It was a Ford Transit Custom and they'd peeled the top of the door down. There's a couple of things I did to combat any sort of break-ins or anything like that. Number one, I made it look like a camper van. Even the back has some fake windows on it. Making it look less like a work van means less chance of people breaking in to try and steal tools. I've got my CCTV basically blatantly on display. That's even got a yellow sticker on it that says CCTV. And I've got my steering wheel lock, and I've got a pedal lock. Not to mention deadlocks all round. Most of it is just visual deterrent. They all do their job, they all work. If someone wanted to get in, they could still probably break through it all. But it's all a visual deterrent. Why bother doing it? It's too much hard work. We'll go onto that van over there that's got nothing on it. Now, I could park somewhere where there is absolutely nobody around. But my theory on that, because I'm a massive overthinker and a bit of a weirdo like that, if nobody's around, then there's less chance of the theft or the thief getting caught. If I park somewhere where there's always people around, nobody's going to want to break into your van when they're likely to get caught. Especially in a place like this where we've got cameras everywhere. It's a hotel just there. It's full of cameras. Something else that sucks quite a bit, and that's just down to how I've built this van. So all of my 240 electrics, all my plug-in electrics, well, they all plug into these power banks just here. I've got that one there, and I've got that one down there. I can charge them through solar power or through just generally plugging them into the wall or an in-car charger. I don't really feel safe leaving a solar panel there, charging them up. I don't really do that much mileage to be able to plug it into the in-car charger to be able to charge them up. And campsites are A, few and far between, 2, very expensive down here. Now, I don't know if that's just because I'm a lot further south, they think they can charge £40 a night, or you have to drive absolute miles just to get to a campsite to be able to charge them all up. It's definitely gave me a reason to want to do the proper full electrics a lot more better. I mean, I've got a leisure battery, I've got all the bit 12 volt sort of stuff in here, but if I can get a solar panel to be able to charge my batteries up a lot quicker, get an extra battery, get an inverter, and I can just run everything that I need to without having to rely on that or that. The amount of people that have said, you're going to need to do this, you're going to need, and yeah, now I can see why. We have got a few benefits though. I mean, big cities, people are used to people riding bikes and stuff like that. So you can easily take your bike out and you can feel safe driving down riding down the road and stuff like that when everybody's used to it. They're not going to hit you as much. There's loads of cycle paths and there is loads of amenities in place for you to get outdoors. There's gym just down the road. There's about 4 gyms just down the road actually. That's a shower sorted for me. And you are never ever short of shops. If you need some food, oh, I just fancy some custard, I'll go to the shop and get some. There's a shop within minutes. Whereas when you're up in the Lake District and stuff, you just got to make do with what you've got. What about the people around? It's quite weird. Wherever I go, up in the Lake District, down in Snowdonia, everybody wants to talk to you. And it can sort of get a bit much. It can get a bit sort of, why you're butting into me in my, what, why? Anyway, here, it's strange. It's thrown me off guard. It's like the people that are friendly and happy, they'll come up to you quite happily and say, hi, morning, how are you doing? You get into a little conversation, you carry on your day. The people that think you're a nuisance or don't want to know you or something, they don't make their point across. They just sort of don't come near you. They don't talk to you. I like that. Believe me, there's a lot of friendly people around. It's amazing how many people are actually living in the vans. I'm parked by an experience centre, a water sports experience centre. And there's a few members of staff there that live in their vans too. Just because they travel quite a distance to come here. So they just come here, park in the car park. When it opens in the morning, they're ready to go to work. I must say, parking's become a problem. My van is a long wheelbase. And parking has pretty much always been a bit of an issue where I've been. But everywhere I go to, like the lakes and the Snowdonia and stuff, it's fairly touristy and they do tend to make provisions for motorhome parking. Every now and then you'll get that. Or large vehicle parking, you'll get that quite a bit as well. But around here, it's not a touristy location. There is nowhere to park. Like if you go to the shops, you have to take up 2 parking spaces, pay for 2 parking spaces. But all these sort of outdoor areas, shall we say, there's a little park that's like a little wooded area. It's only little. They've got a massive car park there. It's got a lovely little cafe. Here, massive car park, so I can take up 2 spaces. Or I've been given the room to throw my back end over the curb a bit. It's hard to find laundrettes around as well. I've been trying to wash, like, because I've got my work clothes, I'm down here for work, I have to be clean, iron, presentable. I have to be for work. The only place I've really found that's within a slight distance is an old boating marina down the road. People live on the boats and you can go into their laundrette that they've got on site sort of thing, and you pay your money and you get your stuff washed. I found that, and it's cheap as well. I like that. It was cheap, better than the ones we've got back home. But back home we've got millions of laundrettes in garages and petrol stations and everywhere. You just don't get that down here. Oh, I'm looking forward to getting away, getting up the Lake District. I must say it's quite nice to have got like so many outdoor spaces where I can go out for a walk, I can burn some calories. But it's getting a bit dull. I've been here for 2 weeks now and I've walked the same circuit near enough every day for 2 weeks now. But I'm looking forward to getting up to like the Lake District, looking at the stars, not hearing the constant drone of traffic passing by. Oh, peace out guys, thanks for tuning in, subscribe.